Hello, this is Gina Garcia with IH10 Realty, and today I'm going to talk about why it takes a little while to get closed. Typically, when you're buying a home, you're talking about 30 to 45 days. And that's pretty typical if you have already met with the loan officer, giving them your pay stubs, giving your bank statements, and just letting them know exactly what is going on as far as what you're trying to do, what your debts are, that kind of thing. Most loan officers will pull maybe one credit report just to make sure that there's not anything crazy on that credit report. It's more like a soft pull, so it doesn't cost you usually more than around 5 to maybe 7 points off your credit score. So they can determine it by that a lot of times if there's anything that's going to stop you from buying. And then, of course, they look at your income and they look at all the other debt that you have to make sure that it doesn't conflict. Now, is that all? No, that's not all. Once you actually start getting out looking at houses, a lot of times what will happen is that once you find a house and you've contracted on it, they will actually pull the other two credit reports. Now, this is where it can get a little tricky, okay? There are some loan officers that will do that one credit report and they will pull that soft pull and not see that maybe there is some outstanding things that don't show up on that one credit report. Now, in order for them to find that out, you want to have a loan officer that can pull all three of those credit reports to see what is going on, what is lacking, what is not showing up, because not all credit agencies report, not all creditors report to all agencies. Okay. So sometimes that can be a delay in things because they pull one soft pull so that they don't cause a major hit to your credit score. But once they pull the other two, is there something else on those other credit reports that don't show up on that soft pull one that they did? So that could be an issue right there. Now, that alone, that process right there alone can take almost a week to at least get you pre-qualified. So that's even before you start looking at homes, okay? Before you even meet with a loan officer, I mean, with a loan officer, of course, with a real estate agent, or figure out what you want to buy. So that's why I tell a lot of people, I said, getting pre-qualified is probably one of the most important things to do. And you want to ask that loan officer, can you pull all three of my credit reports so I know exactly if I'm okay with my credit? And then, of course, they'll look at your income and they'll look at your pay stubs and they'll make sure that everything is looks right with those pay stubs and your bank statements and everything else. So that's one of the reasons that it does take a little bit long because that is already a week into the process. Okay. So this is just a short little video. I'm going to do little tracks of this so that you kind of know, like from the next point to the next point, how this all works. But if you're getting pre-qualified for a loan and you're going to start this process, I can't express how much it isn't so important to at least get pre-qualified, but try to get a loan officer who will pull all three of your credit reports so that they see that there is nothing of surprises. Because once you get under contract with a house and then they go pull the other two credit reports, if you've got some things on the other two that need to be fixed, or maybe it puts you where you can't get qualified at all and you're denied, and you might have to do something in order to fix that, then that's when the stress starts coming in because now you have to get ready to either cancel the deal that you're in or try to fix it while you're under contract, which it just puts an extra amount of stress on you. So it does take about 30 to 45 days to get from contract to close. That means getting your keys at the end of the day. But the start of that process is a pre-qualification. And the pre-qualification is what you do with the loan officer. And you want to try to get all three of your credit reports reviewed to make sure there's nothing of surprises that show up once you get under contract. So that's one of the most important things. And I tell people that, and I'm giving you the in-depth information so that you understand what surprises can happen once you get under contract. Because people don't understand. They sometimes say, why? I thought they had verified my credit. I thought they had checked everything. So why am I having these problems now? Because now I can't get qualified. I can't get to the end of the deal here to close on my house and get my keys. Well, that's one big reason is because they only pulled one credit report at the beginning, and it was a soft pull to save on your credit scores. But that didn't help you because now you're under contract. You put your earnest money down, you've spent money on inspection, on appraisal, and come to find out when they pull the other two, you have other things on your credit report that have to be fixed, have to be removed, have to be dealt with. And can you do it in the time allowed to close? Or will you have to cancel your contract and possibly lose your earnest money and anything that you spent? So whenever you start in this process, pre-qualification is so, so important. But that's one of the reasons why sometimes it falls through. And that's why sometimes it takes about 30 to 45 days, is because most people are trying to fix whatever they found because the loan officer said, this is a problem now. So if you happen to do this and you're going out and talking to loan officers and you're trying to get qualified, make sure that they're pulling 3 credit reports, all of them, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, to make sure that all of them are the same or there's no issues on them. Okay. And that's really important. So just kind of some helpful hints to keep you from going from a stressful situation, a crazy stressful situation, and losing money. Okay. So have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me at 210-942-4893, or you can reply back to this email. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.